everyone, and welcome to Check It Out, the library talk show that lets you know what's happening in and around the Bethel Park Public Library. We're your hosts, Elaine Volpe
and Christine McIntosh, and September brings with it cooler nights.
Yes,
pumpkin
for sure.
spice.
And
And
my favorite time of the year.
mine too. Sunday delights at the library because
Yes.
we have Sunday hours beginning Sunday, September 7th. The library will be open on Sundays from noon until 4 p.m. And we will have Sunday hours through May, through the Memorial Day weekend. So I can't believe that it's September already.
Me neither.
Right. And it's Love Your Library Month. So September is always Love Your Library Month. This is our 10th year of this countywide initiative that encourages the community to invest in the future of your local public library. Thanks to the generous support of the Jack Buncher Foundation, every donation made during the month of September will receive a partial match up to $500 per donor. So we have a $200,000 match pool available. So the library will receive their share of that match pool based on the number of donations, how much we raise. So you can donate in person or through the library's website. And a new thing this year, because we've had people asking if they could buy, our T-shirts. We have our 10-year
Supporting them today,
T-shirts.
yes.
This year, there is a merchandise page.
I thought we were only doing that because it was the 10th year. There was actually some requests for
There were
merchandise.
requests for
I
merchandise.
love that.
So you can, they have T-shirts, they have hoodies, they have
We were talking about getting a hat,
hats.
maybe.
Yeah, nice hat. They have coffee mugs, they have water bottles. So,
Nice.
and then the all sales will benefit all libraries in Allegheny County. So what we'll do, anything that we make this year will go towards next year's match pool. So
Love it.
if you want your Love Your Library merch,
Is there bumper stickers? Bags?
there's definitely there's stickers, like heart stickers.
I saw the shiny.
I
Those were
don't
pretty.
wanna-
I thought they were nice.
I think they're, and I love shiny. I'm like a crow.
Yeah.
Anything shiny, I go after. But so
Well,
there's really
lots
cool
to
stuff.
choose from, though.
Yes, lots to choose from.
Awesome.
So for adults, we have Dungeons and Dragons on Sunday, September 7th and the 21st. So they meet twice a month at noon. Join us for some old school Dungeons and Dragons. This is for adult players. New and experienced players are welcome. We have whole food, plant-based nutrition on Wednesday, September 10th at 6:30. So this is presented by Bill Singer, who is a certified plant-based nutrition counselor from the T. Colin Campbell Center for Nutrition Studies.
I wondered why that sounded familiar. Sorry to interrupt. I met him. He stopped by
really?
our booth at the farmer's market. Yes, and we helped him pass out the flyers. I think it's going to be a great program.
I agree. So this presentation is based on the China study written by Dr. T. Colin Campbell that found a relationship between diet and the risk of developing disease and the power of a plant-based diet. So I try and do no meat days.
Do you?
Yeah, I try.
Yeah.
And I know you're not a big fish person, but
I'm not a fish
it's fish
person.
one day.
That's
know,
good.
no meat
That's
one
good. I
day.
try to eat my red meat sparingly, right? I eat a lot of chicken. I know you don't like chicken.
I can't eat chicken.
But too much red meat isn't
I
good
know.
for you either.
I know. Well,
but-
I do a lot of pork,
Yeah, okay.
which I
Yeah.
know you don't.
I don't
Care for
agree with
pork.
my stomach, no.
But sometimes, I think that
It's
there definitely is a link between our food supply and disease, and I
100%.
I worry sometimes about dyes and preservatives. Not enough to always make the right choice, but
Right? We went to the Pirate Games, we were tailgating, so I just bought a bunch of snacks. And my favorite, this is like my downfall, I love those nerd gummy clusters now.
oh, I've
I
not
bought
had
Swedish
those.
Fish for the kids. I bought Sour Patch Kids.
I have Sour Patch Kids on my dining room table right now, and every morning when I leave, I take 2.
Oh, just 2?
Yeah,
How can
just
you
2.
stop at 2?
I know. That's why I don't put them in my car, because I'd eat the whole
I
bag
can't
before I
stop
got
at
to
2.
work.
But the thing is, and of all people, Vic's daughter Brooke reminded me, she's like, there's red dye, the 40 in it.
Yeah.
And she's right. And you read the back of the box and what's in those ingredients, and it's disgusting.
Yeah.
It's not good for us.
So I,
So-
I do worry about those things and how it affects us, and I worry about what our government is doing or not doing to help
protect us. Absolutely.
So it got me thinking about politics and government. So I came up with a very short, curated list of books related to politics and government. So check this out. Politics and government shape the rules we live by, the leaders we elect, and the values we uphold as a society. Whether you're curious about how power works, why inequality persists, or how democracy can be strengthened, this book list offers a range of engaging and thought provoking reads. Each title is chosen for its clarity, relevance, and ability to make complex ideas accessible to everyday readers. From historical insights to modern day challenges, these books invite you to explore the forces that influence our world and consider your role within them. Autocracy, Inc. is a compelling and accessible exploration of how modern authoritarian regimes are no longer isolated or ideologically aligned, but instead operate as a global network united by a shared goal: preserving power and wealth. Pulitzer Prize winning historian Anne Applebaum reveals how countries like Russia, China, Iran, Venezuela, and others collaborate through financial corruption, surveillance technology, disinformation, and repression to undermine democratic institutions worldwide. Through vivid examples and sharp analysis, she shows how autocrats manipulate global systems, exploit Western complacency, and use propaganda to erode trust in democracy. Written in urgent, clear prose, Autocracy, Inc. is a guide for understanding the threats facing democracy today. Who is Government is a powerful and eye-opening collection of essays that shine a spotlight on the unsung heroes of American democracy, the career civil servants who quietly keep the country running. Through vivid, human-centered stories, the book introduces readers to federal employees who work, often invisible to the public, has a profound impact on everyday life. From a mining engineer who revolutionized coal mining safety to IRS agents fighting cybercrime, these profiles reveal the dedication, expertise, and moral clarity that define public service at its best. Rather than focusing on political drama or dysfunction, Who is Government celebrates the quiet heroism of those who serve not for the fame and fortune, but out of a deep commitment to the common good. It challenges stereotypes about government inefficiency and reminds us that behind every policy or program are real people working to make life better for others. Accessible, inspiring, and timely, this book is a tribute to the individuals who form the backbone of democracy and a call to recognize and support the institutions that sustain it. In The Origins of Inequality, Nobel Prize-winning economist Joseph Stiglitz offers a sweeping and accessible exploration of why inequality has grown so dramatically and what can be done to reverse it. Drawing on 5 decades of research and public service, Stiglitz argues that inequality is not an inevitable outcome of capitalism, but a result of deliberate choices in policy, law, and economic structure. Stiglitz outlines practical policies that can reduce inequality while boosting economic performance, including fairer taxation, stronger antitrust laws, and better access to education and healthcare. His central message is clear: inequality is a choice, and societies have the power to choose differently. The Language of Evil is a gripping and insightful look at how dictators throughout history have used language as a weapon to gain and maintain power. Speechwriter Guy Doza explores the rhetorical techniques of 18 infamous leaders, revealing how their words shaped nations, incited violence, and manipulated millions. Doza shows that these leaders were masterful communicators who used flattery, fear, repetition, and symbolism to control public perception and stir emotion. Whether portraying themselves as national saviors or demonizing enemies, their speeches were carefully crafted to influence minds and justify their rule. The Language of Evil serves as a timely guide for recognizing the persuasive tactics used by authoritarian figures. It's a fascinating read for anyone interested in politics, history, or the power of words, and a reminder that language can be both a tool for liberation and a weapon of control. And finally, in Democracy Awakening, historian Heather Cox Richardson blends history, politics, and current events to offer a sweeping and accessible look at how American democracy has evolved. The book explores how political movements, especially movement conservatism, have reshaped American values over the past century. Richardson shows how this ideology, rooted in opposition to federal programs and civil rights, has used fear, misinformation, and nostalgia to erode trust in democratic institutions. She draws parallels between modern political rhetoric and the tactics used by authoritarian regimes in history, warning that democracy can be lost not through violent coups, but through gradual manipulation of laws, norms, and public opinion. Richardson argues that the future of democracy depends on civic engagement, historical awareness, and a renewed commitment to the ideals of the Declaration of Independence. Clear, urgent, and deeply informed, this book is a guide to understand how we got here and how to help shape where we go next. So come on in and check out one today. So back to adult programs. We have Wise Walk that will start on Thursday, September 11th at 9:30 a.m. They meet at South Park, I think in the Children's Playground parking lot. So just come enjoy the company of new friends and old for 10 weeks of walking and talking. This program is geared towards adults 50 and older. No registration is required, just show up. So that starts again Thursday, September 11th. Really interesting, and I think you'll like this. We have a author coming to talk about Pittsburgh's historic ballparks on
Yes,
Thursday.
I saw this.
Thursday, September 18th, which is my 55th birthday, by the way.
That's right.
55. At 6:30. So Thursday, September 18th at 6:30. Mike, I'm going to butcher this name, Fatla, lifelong baseball fan and author of Pittsburgh Historic Baseball or Ballparks, chronicles the nine ballparks that hosted Major League Baseball in Pittsburgh between 1876 and the present, including the Negro
There's
Leagues.
9. Huh.
His presentation will include historic photographs illustrating design and construction phases, the major changes at parks as parks expanded and aged, and eventually their demolition. I was live for the demolition of Three Rivers Stadium.
Three Rivers, were you?
It was freezing. It was a February morning. It was so cold. This talk and the accompanying book provide a unique perspective on the rich history of Pittsburgh's ballpark. Yeah, I could think Forbes Field,
Three Rivers, and PNC Park are the only ones that I know.
So we have stuff to learn too. True Crime Club, Saturday, September 27th at 10:30 in the morning. This is becoming very popular. So this club explores the nonfiction genre of real-life crime events. Join fellow enthusiasts to discuss gripping books, documentaries, podcasts, and case studies on unsolved mysteries, notorious cases, and criminal psychology. I sometimes like to watch Dateline. I told you last time, I think, Buried in the Backyard is my new favorite.
Yeah.
I don't know why. I do. I like it. I don't know why. And then Carla has asked me to remind everybody that the library does provide homebound deliveries. So whether you are like temporarily unable to come to the library, so you broke your leg, you had a surgery, you can't drive for 2 weeks, 6 weeks, whatever, or if it's if you are permanently homebound. So once a month, staff will select and deliver materials directly to your home and pick up any returns that you would have. This service is provided both to individuals in their homes and residents of senior care facilities. Like my mom lives at St. Thomas More Manor, which is independent living, they're apartment living. And Carla comes and sees a few people there, but also assisted living.
Right.
She'll come there. So you can call the library and ask for Carla, and she'll get you signed up. She'll ask you a bunch of questions about what you like to read, and then you two can work together to decide what she's going to bring to you. And I just have one more thing. Back to school, I'm thinking, Rachel's daughter, Vivian, is a senior, so they're doing the college, college visits, and was thinking about kids like my nephews, your youngest.
Robert, yeah.
Didn't want to go to college. So what is there? So we have a new resource that helps you decide on a skilled trade. It's called Blue Career. So check this out. Blue Career, a new workforce development platform from EBSCO Learning, is the one-stop shop for you to explore the skilled trade industries, start your career, connect with employers, and more, all free with your library card. Blue Career is an easy-to-use resource center for library users interested in learning more about the skilled trade or those seeking to explore a career transition. The platform also supports local employers looking for talent or seeking insights into the labor market. Blue Career provides in-depth information on more than 100 skilled trades in 15 different industries, connects individuals with hundreds of trade schools across the United States and Canada, and provides training resources for those seeking to build their trade knowledge and experience. Blue Career offers 3 ways to explore careers and jobs: exploring, interested, and experienced. For those exploring the skilled trades, Blue Career provides an assessment based on a person's skills and interest in a fun, interactive way. Results of the assessment will match you with potential trades based on your interests and skills. For those who already have an idea of what industry in which they would like to work, the Interested section is the place to go. From there, Blue Career gives a list of positions available in an industry. Once you select an industry, you will see more information about that job, such as average salary, what skills and education are required. There's also information on organizations to join, people you might want to follow on social media, interesting blogs, and videos to watch. Library users can also explore more than 600 fully accredited trade schools and search for schools by location and/or trade. You can also view and research hundreds of scholarship opportunities, many of which can be applied for directly from this platform. Once you're ready to enter the labor market, or if you already have experience in training and you're just looking for a job, you can create a profile, and it only takes about 5 minutes, and then connect with employers. You can access Blue Career from the library, at home, or on a mobile device. And it's free! All you need is your library card.
So I love that resource is available.
I do too.
Yeah. So over in the children's department, we are gearing up for story times to start again, and I think it's very important that we note the change here. So we will be offering our story times on different days and times starting this fall. So Mother Goose on the Loose will now be offered on Mondays or Wednesdays at 10:30.
That's an or, people. That's an or. So it's one session or the other, not both.
Right.
Okay.
To help, right, okay. And then Tales for Tots will be offered on Tuesdays or Thursdays at 10:30. And this is to help alleviate the parking issue that has come to be a slight problem in recent months. So we're just trying this out and we're going to see how it works. So again, Mother Goose on Mondays or Wednesdays, Tale for Tots on Tuesdays or Thursdays, and then Preschool Power is remaining on Fridays at 10:30 or 1 o'clock in the afternoon. Mother Goose on the Loose is for 0 to 3-year-olds. Toddler Tales for Tots are for 2 and 3-year-olds, and then Preschool Power we save for 3.5 and up. We are also doing Mother Goose on Tour that I'm very excited about, and our first one is next week, actually the day after Labor Day. But we are taking our Mother Goose story time, and we are visiting Friendship Village.
I love this idea.
And if we get more homes or retirement centers on board, we would love to visit more. Right now we have established a partnership with Friendship Village. They are so excited that we are coming. We are so excited to go and visit. And we're doing the exact same story time. We're just doing it there on their site so that the residents can enjoy it as well. So bringing, the seniors together with the babies.
I think it's really good for seniors too to interact with young people.
So important.
And just be reminded, too, especially a lot of people with memory issues love to be around kids or hold babies because it takes them back to when they were young moms or dads.
Right. On Thursday, September 18th at 10:15 in the morning or 6 p.m. in the evening, we have Mrs. Snow from Sound Beginnings coming to do a sample interactive music class. We've had her before. It's wonderful because she just explores different preschool concepts, fine and gross motor skills, and she does it all through music.
I love that.
And they'll play with instruments and scarves and other props. Sensory Explorers will be starting back up. This is another monthly program. So September's date is Saturday, September 27th. Miss Dolores starts at 10:30, and she does a wonderful job just reading and singing and interacting with the kiddos, but then also offering a variety of hands-on fun for little ones. There'll be different stations to explore, different textures, different,
I like that. Rice, colored rice, colored beads. I still love to put my hands through them.
It's therapeutic for all ages, I think. Absolutely. We have some fun family programs to highlight this fall. But I love all the sights and the smells of fall. It's just my favorite time of year. we always do a book character pumpkin. The staff does, right? And we have the patrons vote on their favorite one. And it's a mini fundraiser. We ask you to vote for with spare change. Whatever we raise, we put toward other programming. But it's really just a fun time for us to get into the holiday spirit. We have so much fun with it. We thought we might want to open it up to you guys this year. So instead of you just coming in and voting, maybe you want to participate. Maybe you want to paint a book character pumpkin. So starting in October, actually October 6th will be the first day that you can pick one up. Stop by the library, pick up a pumpkin to take home, and decorate it with your family at home. Take time to think about it. Think about the book character that you want to do. And then you paint it at home, bring it back in. We'll put it on display for all of October. And then at the end of October, we'll announce the winner, like who had the most votes.
Awesome.
Do you know who you're doing yet?
I don't. I really have to think about it.
I like your Pete the Cat.
My Pete the Cat was
that
the
was
best.
Good. Yeah, it's going to be hard to top.
That was, yeah.
I have to think of mine too, so don't worry.
Well, my Captain Underpants was good too.
Oh, I liked Captain Underpants.
Till he rotted.
Yeah.
Because he was a 2 pumpkin. I had a rod
to
hold his head on, and he rotted.
Yeah, but fun time.
Towards
so
the end. That was the last
pumpkin.
weekend of the...
It was, yeah. We also have a fall family bingo. Again, this isn't until October. We'll mention it again next month. But mark your calendars for Saturday, October 18th at 3 p.m. We're going to be playing different rounds of bingo, a fall-themed bingo. But we'll do a PBS round, a fall-themed round, a regular round, and then a Halloween with lots of fun prizes to win. Snacks will be provided, so it'll be a good time. Fall family bingo. And then, for our elementary kids, school is starting back up. We know you're busy. We know you're getting back into the swing of things, but we still want you to visit the library, and we're offering a lot of fun programs to entice you to still stay with us. We saw everybody during the summer. We had such a fabulous summer. Thank you to all those who participated in summer learning. It was just a fun, successful summer. But we don't, we want to see you throughout the school year too. So we're offering a couple art classes, a couple book clubs, a special performance by Tim Hartman. So first and foremost, I want to mention the Children's Choice Awards. We do it every year, and there's always 8 excellent titles selected, and every library does it differently. But if you are in Bethel Park and you read at least 4 out of the 8, you're going to be eligible to win a $50 Amazon gift card. That's a pretty cool incentive.
That's a great incentive.
And they're just excellent reads. To help people even a little bit more, just kind of, one of the things I'm excited about is that we announce the titles sooner. Because to read 8 books sometimes can be a challenge, but they're already released, so you know what they are.
And
so
you
can
have
start
till
this month.
Spring, right?
Yep, so you can start this month, and you have until April. So I decided to host a Children's Choice Award book club where we could read part of the book together to get you started. Then you finish it on your own, if you like it. That's your choice. And then we'll do one every month.
That's wonderful.
We'll talk about it, and we'll do a little activity that goes along with it, and then you can vote when April rolls around. Okay, so the CCA book club is for grades 3 through 6, and the first one we're doing is Dan Gutman's Cleopatra's Needle. I love Dan Gutman. He does those funny, silly My Weird School series, like Miss Crazy is Daisy, or Miss Daisy is Crazy. He has a whole series of those. He also, this is going back a little bit, but he has that wonderful baseball card adventure series where if you're a baseball fan, you're going to love this, but it's not just entertaining and funny, but you learn so much about a certain baseball player. So there's Roberto and me, Sage and me, Jackie and me, right? This is another sort of like historical fiction. I had never heard of Cleopatra's Needle.
I hadn't either.
Okay, so it's in Central Park, and it starts off, this boy is kind of dragged to Central Park in New York by his mom, who loves historical things and loves teaching him, where he's just like, eye roll, it's Saturday morning, when can we go? But she takes him to Cleopatra's Needle, and he actually just has a lot of questions, right? His curiosity is piqued. And so through this, and actually it's like told in different parts, the perspectives of 5 different kids, you learn all about Cleopatra's Needle and a lot about, that time period in history in general. So that's the first one that we're starting with, but there's 8 altogether. Miss Nicole is going to do her Story Screeners Club, where, it's that age-old question, what's better, the book or the movie? And usually it's the book. Every once in a while, I could say, not that the movie's better, but that I like them equally. That's rare. But so she's going to address that question, which is better, the book or the movie? And she's going to start with The Borrowers. And so you'll read through The Borrowers book, and then during the last session, you'll watch the movie Arrietty, which is based on The Borrowers.
Okay.
And then you can decide for yourself which was better, the book or the movie. So that'll be fun, and you can bring snacks to the movie, but we'll have some too for you. Miss Nicole is also doing a beginner carpentry class, and this is going to be on Saturday, September 20th at 11 a.m. I suspect that this will be very popular. It's for kids in first, second, or third. So if you are interested, make sure you sign up early. Registration will open on September 2nd. And then I mentioned Tim Hartman, and I kind of wanted to, that's what I was pulling up earlier. I wanted to just read his little bio. I don't know if people are familiar. When my kids were in school, you know, they went to Keystone Oaks. He was like a regular assembly. They had him back year after year for assemblies. I don't know if he's visited Bethel Park schools, but we've certainly had him a few times at the library, and he's amazing. So I'm going to read his bio. Tim Hartman is a native Pittsburgher and has been professionally acting, singing, writing, cartooning, and storytelling since 1982. Though known primarily for his work on stage, including nearly 300 plays and musicals, and appearances on Broadway in A Tale of Two Cities and the Tony-nominated Finian's Rainbow, Tim's favorite job is performing his own brand of stand-up comedy storytelling. And it's estimated that he's entertained over 2 million kids. And I can believe it. Because
I've only known him as a storyteller. I had no idea that he was an
he's
actor
been on
as
Broadway.
well.
He's been in
no
movies. He was
idea.
in The Fault in Our Stars.
I had no idea.
I think he was in Silence of the Lambs.
Okay.
Yes. So he's this amazing actor. He's just super funny. He's comedic. Yeah, I didn't know he cartooned either. But he's done it all. But his favorite thing is storytelling, and it shows, right? He is so engaging with the audience, and it's very audience participation is encouraged. It's just very entertaining. So he's coming on Thursday, September 25th at 6:30 p.m. So if you are free that evening, this is a show you don't want to miss.
It's a treat.
It really is. And he'll be bringing the tale of Joe Madrak to life. Joe personified the standards of heroism, self-sacrifice, and loyalty. And Tim's going to bring that all to life for us. So that's a don't miss performance. We have lots of stuff going on for tweens and teens as well. Miss Megan has been working on teen take-home kits. So even if you can't come to the library for a class, you can certainly stop in and pick up a kit. September's Take and Make kit is beaded bookmarks. And they're really pretty.
I'll bet.
Yeah, they're neat.
I should take one for my oldest niece.
You should, yeah.
She loves anything craft related.
Definitely. And then she's doing a fun one too called Back to Preschool, because sometimes when you get older, you know, the homework, just the stress of everything, there's a lot going on. Sometimes you just wish you could be a kid again, right? So Miss Megan's going to take you back to preschool. So if you want to come to the library on Tuesday, September 23rd, you can have a fun, silly, relaxed, laid-back time where you can, you know, play with blocks again.
Yeah.
Play with Play-Doh.
Oh, I love
Finger
the smell
paints,
of Play-Doh.
if you want. I do like the smell of Play-Doh too. Why is that?
I don't know. I think it just reminds me of childhood. I don't know.
Maybe. I love the Play-Doh smell. Yeah, Play-Doh, finger paints, blocks. Think things like that. And it'll just be a fun time for you to kind of relax for a little bit and kind of just reconnect with your inner child. So that'll be fun. That's for grades 5 and up. And as always, if you have any questions on any of the things that we talked about on today's show, you know what to do. Did you have any other announcements before we sign off?
I do not.
Are you sure? Because I was kind of rushing that.
No, yeah, I mean, the only thing, well, we're closed on Labor Day, but I think everybody knows that, so.
Yep. Okay. Well, then happy fall, y'all. We are excited to see you again in September. If you do have any questions, you know what to do. Go ahead and give us a call.
Visit our website.
Or better yet, stop in and see us in person.